What is going on, Internet? Eric Bandholz back again with another amazing episode from Beardbrand Alliance. I hope all is going well on the other side of the Internet. And what are we talking about today? Talking about being 40, going into your 40s, the strategies that you guys need to have, the things you need to focus on, how to make sure that your life is going like this, not like that. Okay, so this past summer, I turned 40. I had great 30s. Started Beardbrand, grew Beardbrand to be a nice sized business. I maintained my business partnership with my business partners. Had no business divorces there, so that was good. My wife and I, we celebrated 15 years. The anniversary last year, I introduced or brought into the world 2 beautiful children, and my college weight is the same as my current weight. So I've been able to maintain my fitness. In fact, I even improved my fitness. I was able to get my 2K time down on the rowing machine to the lowest it's ever been a couple years ago. So I want to give you guys some tips on how to maintain your amazingness and help you continue to be awesome. Speaking of which, Beardbrand, our mission is to make men awesome. So obviously we got some amazing grooming products for your beard, for your hair. But more than that, I think helping you love the man looking back at you in the mirror is a big thing. And that's not always surface level things. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's lifting weights, sometimes it's eating right. I want to help encourage you to do that. But ultimately, I can't do anything for you. You've got to make those decisions, and hopefully this video is going to be a catalyst to help you live in your best life. Now, the 40s are challenging because I think we're really starting to see a decline in our testosterone levels. For most people, it's a pretty gradual decline, but what happens is you kind of wake up and all of a sudden you don't have that same kind of spark that you used to have. It could not be an issue for a lot of guys, but there's a lot of symptoms out there in terms of not being able to perform like you used to perform, not having that same kind of like energy and vibrance in your life. Those are all going to be kind of warning signs to go get your testosterone checked. And there's a lot of things you can do naturally to boost it, which is always what I recommend first, because the things that you do naturally are not only going to help you boost your testosterone, but they're going to help you in so many different facets of your life. And the big things are, lifting heavy weights, eating dark greens, eating nuts, eating protein, making sure you get the proper amount of protein from real meats rather than from highly processed foods like salami and sausages, whatnot. You want to be able to just get meat, put a little bit of salt and pepper on it, grill it up, eat it with some broccoli, some kale, some spinach, some green beans, and do that pretty regularly. Throw some rice in there. Those real foods are going to help you dramatically. You may not know this, but if you ever have like a plastic container for leftovers, do not put that in the microwave and reheat your food. Always transfer it to a ceramic plate. It's those plastics that contain things that can mess up your hormones when they get heated up. So avoiding as much plastic as you can in your life and trying to integrate like glass or aluminum or metals into your life as much as possible is a good strategy to have. Now, for a lot of guys in your 40s, you also have a family. Your kids can be at varying ages. Maybe in your 40s, they're going to graduate and kind of move into this empty nester. But kids are going to be a big part of your family. One thing that I think is really important is a home. It really starts with your relationship with your spouse. And I think it's going to be really important to focus on that relationship. My wife and I have been married for 15 years. And 15 years, like in marriage, you have to work to stay together. You have to work to build that excitement. You have to work to go on those date nights. And I myself am guilty of this. So like this is something that's been really challenging for me, how to have date nights. We don't have any family in Austin. So it's always getting a babysitter and then finding a restaurant. And then, it's a big ordeal to do that. As much as possible, if you can build systems in places. One of my neighbors who I think do an excellent job with this is they just have a recurring Thursday night, date night every single week. The babysitter comes in. The kids start to get used to it. It's less drama, and it can become a routine that becomes part of everybody's life. And those date nights are going to be so important to build that relationship and continue to grow together with your spouse rather than kind of going on your separate directions. Now, I'm a big fan of investing in yourself first, which means, you eat right, you exercise, you groom, you look good. I want you guys to be in the best shape of your life in your 40s. And that means you have to put prioritization to yourself. But let me tell you a little secret. That investment in yourself, other people notice and they like too. I mean, your partner is going to be like, he looks good. I like that he looks good. And then when you spend time focusing on yourself, exercising, eating right, then your children are going to also see that. I think the greatest advice and teaching ability to your children isn't telling them what to do or what they should do. It's actually doing the things that you want them to do. So if you want them to eat healthy, you've got to eat healthy. If you want them to take care of their body and be involved in sports and exercise, you have to do that. If you want them to see a loving, healthy marriage or partnership and what that looks like, you have to do those things. Speak with respect and communicate with respect. And granted, your kids aren't always going to behave exactly like you, but they're going to have that foundation of what life should be like. Now that I'm in my 40s, one of my big goals is to really double down on my health and double check that my body's built and ready to go for the next, really 60 years. I want to live a long time. Of course, strength training has been a big part of it, but I think there's a lot of preventative medical treatment that you should do in terms of wellness checks. My family has a history of like colon cancer, prostate cancer, looking into that, doing a colonoscopy. I'll never be able to say that word right, but going in there and looking all up in the rear to make sure things are going good. Things are going good. Maybe too good, huh? If that's what you're into. But anyways, know what your family history is like. Know what the markers are. Don't be afraid to get your skin checked up if you have a history of skin disease or melanoma, cancers, things like that. Cancers are going to be real things that happen to us in our 40s and 50s. And those are things that we really want to be aware of. And the sooner we get in there, the sooner we go to the doctor, the sooner we have these checkups, the more likely of having a positive outcome in the treatment of those things. So you always have to take care of yourself. You always have to invest in yourself. And when you invest in yourself and you're healthy, then you're going to be able to share that health and be around and be that leader for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Now, from a career standpoint, I think there's a big challenge in being in the 40s because a lot of guys have built up a lot of expertise within a space, and some of y'all may love the path you're going on and some of y'all may not love the path you're going on. I don't think it's too late to consider doing a career shift if that's what you're looking for, to look for a new opportunity that really brings joy. You're spending 40 hours plus a week at work. You really need to make sure you're working on things that you love. One of my biggest pet peeves is listening to people bitch and complain about their jobs for 5 years, 10 years, and they never do anything about it. You absolutely have the ability to redirect and go on a pathway of whatever you want to do in your career. YouTube is out there to train you up, to learn new things. There's education abound. There's no excuses why you aren't spending the majority of your time working on things that you love. It could just be the environment of your work. You could love doing what you do, but it's just not for the right company. It is not too late to be able to find the right fit for you. And I'll tell you, there's a great job market out there right now. I think there's a lot of companies who are looking for talented and hungry individuals who are passionate about their work doing. Go out there and find it. I would say from an entrepreneur standpoint, for a small business, if you want to work for a small business, find the company that you like. Be very specific about how your skill sets will help that company thrive and make it all about them. And you're going to find more success landing the dream job that you're looking for. In addition to that, try to be around people in the office. I mean, do a little bit of LinkedIn stalking, find out what kind of networking events they may attend, and try to find other people within the organization to let you know what it's like to work at that company or not. So, at your age, you have a lot of experience where you can be more choosy about the type of careers you want to take versus when you just come out of college and you're really looking for any kind of job to get your career going. Now, I want to sum this up by saying the 40s can be better and should be better than your 30s. There's a lot of things that I did in the 30s where I neglected myself. I focused on work at a higher priority than my health. If you look at my old videos from like 2014 or 15, you can see how skinny I am relative to now. And that lack of investment in my muscular build led to a lot of like back issues. I remember my back went out a couple times, and shoulder issues. And, lately, because I've been investing in my strength, engaging my core, like these kind of issues, these kind of nagging pains are no longer part of my routine. Like I'm not waking up all stiff and popped and, all those things. That investment in my health is helping me still have that energy and that good feeling body that you have. It just leads to everything else. So do not neglect your health. Invest in your health. It will be the foundation that you have going into your 40s and beyond. As always, thanks for watching. Cheers. Keep on growing.
Hey, I'm Mark. I think that Beardbrand products and the Beardbrand mission, they've really helped me kind of wear my beard and present it to the world in a way that, honestly, for the first time in my life, like, kind of makes me feel kind of handsome. Sometimes. But anyway, thanks guys.